Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my channel, and today in this video I'm going to bring you a new script that I have written, and I found it to be very useful during my development, and I thought, why don't I share it with you? So I've been working on a project, and I had a situation where the testers were creating some sample data in Google Sheets, and then they will download that as a CSV. They will run it through a Laravel script that we had written, which would take that, consume that CSV, and import data. But this whole process is time consuming, and moreover, it's a repetitive process. So I wanted it to be automated. So I looked at few options with Laravel. I do want to say that yes, there are connectors and APIs available for having that connectivity with Laravel, but somehow when I was looking at other options as well, I saw that Python has a very good library, and because it is a very small script, I developed this in Python, which allows me to completely digest some data from different sheets in a Google Sheet and add it to my database. And this is what we are going to look at in this particular script. So there is a requirement.txt. We have three packages over here. We have the gspread, MySQL connector, and the .environment, because we need the environment variables. This is some of the libraries that I have imported. Don't worry, I will link the codebase and GitHub repository, and I will link it below. Okay. I am loading the environment. There are about 7 environment variables. These are very similar to even the Laravel environment variable. So what happens is, if I just add these 3 to my main Laravel env, everything else works. Okay, this is a standalone application, but yes, this 3 in any Python, Laravel application, and it picks up the database credentials. So I have these. Okay, you need to create a Google service account so that you get this kind of a JSON file. Okay, and once you get the JSON file, you have to link that. I have the path over here. If you see service account file, basically that's the path, which is main is here, and at the same level I have the JSON file. You can change it whatever is the path that you are willing to do. Now, when you are dealing with Google Sheets, you need some scopes. So in here I have 2. I have the spreadsheet scope and I have the Google Drive. These 2 are required. Without that, you will not be able to proceed. So please do that. You have to create an app. You have to create a service account, create the JSON file, give these permissions. Okay. Now, this is a credential that I have created. Credentials is coming from the package, the google.auth service account. So I have this credentials. Then GC is the Google Cloud, the API instance that I'm creating, and I'm authorizing using the credentials. Then I am creating an instance of the spreadsheet. The sheet name here is data in Python. So that sheet name goes over here. So I have opened that sheet. Then I have the instance of all the worksheets in that particular sheet. So if you see, I'll just print that out so that you understand. I'll cut and I will only run this particular code. This is the previous instance I was testing, main.py. It will connect to Google Sheets, read the workspace, the sheets, and it does say that I have a worksheet with products and variants. Let's look at that. Is that really true? Yes, this is my Google Sheet. The name is data in Python. I have 2 sheets, products and variants. Okay, the product says 5 products, variant says 8, but yes, we have received this data. Let's go back. Okay, I don't need this. Okay, now because we need to import this data into MySQL, I have created an instance of MySQL. So the connection is created over here. Then I have this connection cursor. Then I'm running an iteration or a loop. Okay, first of all, I am iterating through each worksheet that I have. So in our case, we have 2 worksheets. So first I will go through the products, I'll insert it, then I'll go into the variants, I'll insert it. So I have this loop over here. It says processing worksheet and the name of the worksheet. Now I get the data over here. This is a basic hygiene check. Then I get the headers. Why? Because what I'm assuming is that the first row in the sheet is basically the name of the columns. Okay. And I'm ignoring the ID because ID, I'm expecting it will be there. This is Laravel application. I have a, the incremental ID already present. So I'm not bothering with that. I don't want the values from the Google Sheet coming into my database. Then the rest of the columns in that row, right? They are converted into the headers, okay? And they become my the table names, the column names in that table, okay? Once that is ready, I have rows, which is everything except the first row, because the first row is my column names, okay? Again, on hygiene check, then table name. I'm expecting that the table name will be exactly the name of the sheet in that Google Sheet. So if you see, I have products and I have variants. This is a good time to show you that even in my database, I have products and I have variants. There are other tables as well. I'm not interested in that right now. Okay, where is the code? Now, here's a flag, truncate on start. If I have this true, then what I'm doing is I'm first truncating the table. So basically I'm saying that in this particular case, I want an empty database. I want to start afresh. So whatever is there in the Google Sheet, that is the only data that will come in that table. Everything else will be wiped out. If not, then obviously we don't truncate it. The next thing, the sheet can have a lot of data, and the insert statements do have a size limit in terms of how long they can grow. And it is always advisable that you do chunking of your data. So that's what I have done. I have a chunk size. I chunk that data into that particular sizes. Now, obviously, my Google Sheet has only 5 and 8 rows, so this doesn't really hold true, but I could have done it one and it would chunk. Okay. So yes, I'm generating the insert statement. This is my columns. At the end, I'm adding the created at and updated at. The created at and updated at values are created like this because my Laravel instance, right, has this kind of a timestamp requirement. So I've created that. Then I'm looping through the chunk, okay, each chunk, because I have taken from the row the chunk that I am interested in. So I'm iterating over it and I'm creating the insert statement. Okay, these are basic checks. But if you see, here is the insert. Insert into table name. The table name is my tab or the sheet. Then I have column names. The column names were created over here using the join of the filter headers. And then I have the value. Once this is ready, I have my insert statement. I execute that query and I tell as a print statement that how many rows I have inserted and blah, blah, blah. And that's about it, right? So let me show you that in action. I'll truncate this. I'll truncate this as well. This is empty. This is empty. Now I'll also look at truncate is true. Sorry, it was false. So I'll make it true. Wait a bit. Let's see. So it says, where is it? Yeah, processing worksheet products, skipping ID column to let MySQL auto increment, truncate tables. It truncated the table, generating the insert statement, and then this is the insert. The same was done for variants. So if I now go to variants, I'll need to refresh. Sometimes it takes a bit of time. I don't know why. But yeah, variants, I have 8 entries. Products, I'll have to refresh again. Products, I have 5 entries. Now, this was with truncate true. If I run that again, all right, and I'll refresh the database table, and you can see I continue to have 5 and 8 products. But if I set it to false, run that script again, and if everything is working properly, my database now has 10 products because it incremented over it. if you see handlebar, fog lamp, fog lamp. So the same products were added, but they were added. The previous ones were not deleted because the truncate never got executed. And in the variants, I have 16. So we have doubled. If I run once more, it will go triple. Yeah. So that's what this script is doing. And it's a beautiful way for us to and have a very controlled way of populating data. I know in Laravel we have fakers and stuff which allows us to create mock data, but this is next level because I have complete control over what data is going to be seeded in my database. And based on that, if the testing team wants to do any kind of testing, or even for that matter, if as a developer you want to test particular scenarios, feel free to do that. You can have different sheets, just point it to that, run that script, and you are ready with a database which you can test on. So let me know what you think about this strategy. If you like this, do click on the thumbs up icon and don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. See you in the next video.